So now we got to get them to buy. When I started my gym, I hated the idea of sales. I even had someone say, hey, you're a salesman. And I was disgusted by the idea. I was like, I'm an academic. And so then I had to pay rent and clearly was like, how do I get these strangers to give me money? And immediately learned sales. Now, over the last 10 plus years, I've done 4,000 plus consults. And it wasn't until I had to transfer that skill of sales to other people that I had to create a framework that was repeatable for other people to also close. I remember the first time I went home for Christmas, I had an employee close their first sale without me. And I got teary because I realized it was the first time that my business could make money without me. And so this is the framework I have, which is CLOSER. And so this is an acronym and it's very simple and it's easy to remember. And the reason that one's smaller is not because R is less important. It's because Amazon, Jeffy B, decided to only send us 5 of the right ones instead of the 6th. So the first of the CLOSER framework is clarify why the person is there. And so fundamentally, the big advantage that we have as a business is that these customers have reached out to us. And so we need to clarify why they even took the time to reach out. Why did you respond to our ad? Why did you respond to my email? Why did you comment on my post? Whatever it is, if you haven't engaged leads, which means that they've responded in some way, then they've taken the first step. In basically every form of advertising, this exists. And most people aren't cold calling and then immediately closing. And so even in that situation, you would call them, set an appointment, and then on the appointment, you would then say, hey, what made you take this appointment? What made this worth it for you? And then what we're doing here is we're clarifying the problem. That leads us to the next letter, which is L, which is label them with the problem. Now that may sound similar, but it's actually very different. So what we're doing is when we label, we say, so it sounds like you are here, you want to get here, and this is the thing that's getting in the way. Does that sound about right? And so what we've done is we've said, this is your current, this is your desired, and we've established a gap and sometimes an obstacle. That's a monster. Okay, and what we want to do is we want to position ourselves as the sword that can kill the monster and ultimately get them to their desired end state. But we can't sell unless we have a gap. And that is why C and L are so important before you get into anything else. So for example, you're 200 pounds, you want to be 150, 50 pounds is the gap. The reason that you're struggling is because you don't know how to work out, you don't know how to eat. Let me see if I can do a spoon here or a fork.